Hey guys, what is up? It is Omega SMG. Figured I'd go ahead and make a preview on this since I'm gonna be making that Moog sound that I was showing off in my trap bell video, and I got a bunch of requests to first of all make the bass in the background and to explain what unison is. So I'm gonna do both of those in the video. So first of all, I'm gonna explain what unison is. So unison, as you can see, it's a knob. Actually, it's a number. So I'll go and try and explain what it is. So what unison is it's pretty much adding more voices to a sound. So let's go. I'm gonna try and make this as conceptual, like as visual as possible. So let's go ahead and imagine like a choir. A choir is not gonna have a one person because even if you guys are all singing the same note, having more than one person in it is going to make it sound bigger, and it's going to make it fill out more frequency because human voices aren't perfectly in tune with each other. So let's go and imagine that this is one person. This would be 4 cents off, and this one would be 8 cents off. Wait, no, 6 cents off, and it makes that detuned sound that super saws are known for. So let's go ahead and bump this up to 4 and 4. Detune that. I just have it set up like this because normally what I would recommend doing is just having a one oscillator that's turned up to 8. However, this makes it a much more like analog sound since they aren't exactly the same. So now that I explained that, if you guys have any questions, put it in the comments. I'll go ahead and move on to that dark Moog bass. It's really simple. Put on a low pass filter. Turn down that cut off, like turn down the octave. Turn it to mono, legato, portamento mode. I'm gonna put it at for a more Drake style sound. You can pull up the resonance, which I like to do. Now, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pop this on 24. And now, time to add modulation to it. You don't have to do this. This is what I like to do. So I like to have an LFO. Do not have it synced because that makes it less analog style. And this is based off of a Moog synthesizer. However, as you can see, I'm not using a Moog here. So uh, basic. I'm gonna change this to a sine. And I'm going to go to the matrix so I have a bit more control. LFO 1, I'm going to make it very small numbers because you don't want to make it move around a lot. Filter cutoff. So now what this is going to do is that goes way too fast. I'm going to try changing it back to a triangle. Yeah. Bit too much movement. Just absolutely tiny amounts of movement, but it makes all the difference. You can pull up that drive a bit. So it's a bit more heavy. Go to effects if you want to. Put some light distortion on it. Pull down that wet level. Drive. Nope, you do not want to turn up drive that high. Do whatever you want with it. I tend to not use effects. If I'm going to do anything with it, I'll normally either go to the chorus effect to make it a bit wider. since Drake makes this really wide. Other producers tend to not make it as wide, but some, like, you can make it whatever you want, really. Then turn that gain up. Want to add some excitement for the low end and the high end. Yeah, you can do tons of things with this sound. So now I'm going to further improve this. Let's go and go to basic Moog. It says MG, but it stands for Moog. You can move around the wavetable. This makes it so that it's much more analog. This is the saw wave of the basic mini, which is, I'll go ahead and go with that since, like, it's a bit dirty if it isn't. But now it's less perfect. See, let's go to basic shapes and turn it back to the regular saw. It's a lot less perfect. And you don't want sounds to be perfect. In fact, I'm going to change this to a different wavetable with some sort of saw on it so that it has a bit more grit to it. See? Now if you want to, pull up those voices, make it an even fatter sound. It's thick. I'm going to turn on the sub oscillator so that has some extra thickness. Have a bit more high in there. Then I'm going to go to analog, ARP white, pull down the level a tiny bit. Let's see how high you can bring it. I'm going to bring it to about 34. Then phase, I'm going to have them offset. Let's mess with panning. 25% left, 25% right. Makes it really wide. Let's go ahead and mess with FM and see what this does to the sound. It adds more grit to it. I like it. I'm going to bump up that attack. Now I'm going to toss some stuff on the velocity so that it can be a bit more, like, if you want to mess around with it with the velocity, you can. I'm going to go to the filter and make it so that it adjusts resonance with the velocity. Put that at like 11 and just have it. I'm going to turn off that attack, actually have it be 0.5, like 0.8, so I don't have to bother with that click. Then just to make it more analog, note on rand 1, you want to have a lot of these. I'm going to make it so that it messes with this and this. Oscillator A, fine. Oscillator B, fine. You want to have it be able to do it in like 8 increments of 8. And you don't want them to be the same. So I'm actually going to put these both down to 0 since I have something modulating it. That's the great thing about Serum. You can just type stuff in. So, oh, I'll bump them up to 11 each. And there we go. We got something right there. I'll go ahead and put a preset link to this in the description. And if you want to, you can mess around with this. I'm going to warn you, you're going to need a special version. You're going to need at least the version I have on screen. If you have the cracked version that's just a demo with the crack on it, then you're not actually going to be able to use this. That's just how Serum works. Figured I'd say it. I'm not trashing on you guys for being pirates, but you can't use it if it isn't, because, bad stuff happens. People die. Yeah. I'll go and save. What am I doing? I gotta save it as a Serum preset so that you guys actually get it. I've actually never saved this as a Serum preset, so I'm gonna go ahead and apologize for this. There it is. So, I'm going to make this Moog bass, and I'll have a link to that in my description. This is Omega SMG signing off with more views than Alpha AR.